Let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Martina, as you already heard. I'm 35 years old, and approximately 2.5 years ago, a phone call totally changed my life. Back then, I was working for a German news agency. I was in charge of the business development department and in charge of the Austrian market and a so-called high potential. And then my boss called me and said, Martina, did you realize you didn't get your last paycheck? And I thought, yes. And I said, why not? And he said, well, because we're bankrupt. And I thought, bankrupt? I've never heard about that before. What is that going to be with me, and what does it mean? Anyhow, that night I stayed quite late to the office and made sure that all the customers and clients knew firsthand from me what was going on. But when I came home, I realized that a lot of things had changed. My whole home had changed. Everything that I was living in, everything that surrounded me was based on a regular income, on something which I couldn't actually even influence anymore. Now, I was trying to do everything I could in order to make sure that the Austrian market was doing fine, and still I had the feeling I have failed personally. Now, you can imagine that was a quite interesting situation I had there. So I had to try to find a new job, or at least I thought so. And then I realized I don't want to do the 9-to-5 job things anymore. I just want to get rid of all this system we have which surrounded us. And I got really angry with the system I became depending on. So here's the thing. We've got our lives here, right? And then we've got the backup system to our lives, meaning we've got an insurance for everything. We've got an insurance for our car, of course. We've got an insurance for our health system. Then we've got an insurance for our pets. We've got an insurance, even if you want to take a flight somewhere, you could still pull the card and say, your insurance, I want to have my money back, right? So I wanted to get rid of all of this backup system because I wanted to enjoy my life again and live my life based on me, myself. So I have no clue how I found out about Horizon 3000, but I applied. So that's an NGO, an Austrian NGO, which sends people to go to different countries and support people there by doing a training on the job. So capacity building. I thought, sounds good, I'll try that. I do the reality check there. I applied. Between the day I applied until the day I really left to go to Tanzania, I had exactly 10 weeks. 10 weeks of total chaos, because I had to restructure everything. I had to bring all my stuff somewhere, sell the other stuff, meet friends, prepare myself, buy all the things I might need in Tanzania, right? And then I arrived there with all my plans and all my ideas and myself. And it took me another 2 months to settle. I learned some Kiswahili, got to know some new people, new friends, and of course, I could finally find a new home. And then I realized that I had no more security system anymore, what we call security system, right? No more luxury, no more classical security system. There was just me and a lot of me. Now, after these 2 years, which have passed just now, I can tell you I've learned 5 core things, and I want to share these 5 core things with you because I do think that it's not just important for your living in Tanzania or abroad, but also here. It might make your life much easier. Number 1 is do your homework. Do your homework or don't do it at all. Being unprepared is an active decision. So if you guys gonna come up and say, I didn't have time, it's a sunny day, no, I'm gonna stay outside, Fridays, I normally don't work, I always party, then the ugly truth is, it's not important enough for you. I had to prepare myself when I went to Tanzania. I had to think of all the possible situations I will go through. And still, I had some situations which I weren't prepared yet, right? The surprises which came up, I still had enough energy to deal with them and take a decision in these very situations. So do your homework. Number 2 is stay open, stay curious. Ask yourself the question, why not? Because why not will embrace all the opportunities you have. It will lead you straight to the point of solution, while why will constantly question all your activities. It will slow you down, and at the end of the day, it will block you in anything you'll do, because you'll be full of doubts. So stay open, stay curious. I had the feeling that when I told my friends that I'm going to go to Tanzania, they said, well, Martina, Tanzania, let me see. It's going to be dangerous. People will kill you for little money, of course. We've got wild animals, of course. And then, last but not least, malaria, right? And I said, yes, sure, but why not? And I can tell you one thing, I've never regret the fact that I went to Tanzania. So stay open, stay curious. Number 3, share your knowledge. If you want to see something grow, never keep what you know. I shared all the information I had. I went there, okay, it was my duty as well, but I shared all my information I had about PR, communications, web development, project management. And I still got in return quite quickly all the information I needed in law and society, because I was there in an NGO which was dealing with law and society. And as a matter of fact, if you share your information or your knowledge you have with people, they will always give it back to you at a certain point. So share your knowledge. Number 4, follow your instincts. Very important. If you're the kind of person waiting for the perfect moment, here's some really bad news for you. It's never gonna happen. There is no such thing as perfect. And innovative people would even say, better done than perfect. And it's true. I tell you guys, I had situations, I had roadblocks with police standing there, and I did not have the time to think whether this is now a trap or not. It was the pure instinct which led me through and gave me a strategy to get through it. So follow your instincts. And last but not least, number 5, passion. I love passion. Passion is really important. If you Google use your passion, you'll find, well, you get approximately 122 million results. So it seems like a whole lot of people are talking about passion. But it's a common phenomenon that people won't be able to transform their passion into action. Now, I want to invite you today to think about that and not to be the next one who just says, yes, I'm passionate, but I'm not going to go the next step. Because passion is our biggest driver in life. Passion will push you much further where others have already lost their interest long ago and stopped working. For instance, I'm going to give you this one example. I've been working there in a 2-year contract, right? I tell you, we had rainy seasons with 1 meter of water on the road. I did not know who's going to show up in the office, and even half the people didn't show up because they couldn't, because of traffic jam, because of any other situations. We had power cuts, we had problems with the internet, and still, at the end of the day, passion was the thing that kept us pushing, kept us working. And now if I look back on this 2-year project, I can see that I had changed a lot of people's lives to a positive side, because we were all so passionate working on this very one topic, which made us move forward. So use your passion. Now, I hear some of you saying, yeah, sounds easy, but what if I fail? Well, fact, there is no such thing as failure. The only thing, as you could call it, as a failure is if you don't do it, if you don't dare, because it will start to turn into regret. And regret is gonna haunt you down till the rest of your life, and I think that's much worse than anything else you can get. So even if you have the feeling you failed, you'll still learn, you'll still gain a lot of more knowledge, even if it's just for your next project or the next step you want to take. So if there's anything you've been dreaming about, anything you really, really wanted to do, then do yourself the favor, get out there and dare, and take care.